Hello everybody and welcome to Fitness Reloaded. This is my pregnancy update week 13. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you about nausea and how I've been dealing with it, and also about prenatal vitamins. This is a topic that was really troubling me for the first 2 months because iron in prenatal vitamins was causing me constipation. I want to talk about it today so that I tell you what solution I found to get my iron intake without getting the constipation, okay? So let's get started with nausea. So if you watched my previous update, nausea was very debilitating for me. But starting about week 11, it started getting better. Right now, I still have nausea, but I mostly get it at night, so I don't have this feeling of feeling seasick all day long. I can work throughout the day just fine, which is great, because before I couldn't. I just felt so sick. Okay, but part of why I'm getting better, well, other than the fact that I just entered my second trimester, is also I saw immediate improvement once I started getting a medicine called diclygis. Okay, so that was really important. Once I started taking it, after a few days, I immediately started feeling better. And at the time, I thought, okay, maybe I'm getting better, not because of the medicine, but because I'm getting better. So I tried to stop it, and the nausea would just come back. Okay, I tried to take less of it, the nausea would come back. I tried to stop it, the nausea would come back, so I just kept on with it. Now, because it's been more than a week, or maybe about 2 weeks, where I mostly feel nausea at night, and I very rarely get it throughout the day, it's time for me to start cutting down on it. So right now I take 2 tablets at night. So yesterday was the first night I took 1 tablet, and I'm gonna keep doing that for a few days, and then I'll switch to day after day. Okay, and then at some point I will just stop it. That's what my doctor advised when I saw her yesterday. Okay, another thing about nausea. So my doctor said diclygis is the first line of defense. Okay, this is pregnancy class A, it's safe for pregnancy. But there's another medicine that's stronger than that, and it's called Zofran. Okay, so if you really have trouble with morning sickness and you're vomiting and you feel seasick and all that stuff, ask your doctor about this. Ask your doctor about medicine for nausea. Okay, I didn't take Zofran because my doctor said it caused constipation, and I already had trouble with constipation. I didn't want to add more trouble into it, so I stuck to diclygis. Now, diclygis is a drug that you get if your doctor prescribes it to you. You can also create the equivalent of it by taking over-the-counter drugs. So if you take vitamin B6 plus a sleep aid, you can create what diclygis has. So you don't necessarily need to get the prescription drug. You can pretty much create it on your own. And again, that's what my doctor said. She said you can take it over the counter by doing this type of combination, or you can get the prescription and get it from the pharmacy. Up to you. Now let's talk prenatal vitamins. Okay, so before I get pregnant, I was not one of the women who were getting prenatal vitamins. Not because I didn't want to, not because I was not planning to get pregnant, I was, but because the vitamin I had iron in it, and it was causing me severe constipation. So I had tried to take it every day, and constipation would come over, so I would have to stop. So maybe I was taking it once a week, maybe twice a week at best, but that's what I could do. I couldn't take more than that. Disclaimer here, I'm going to be talking about products today. I'm not getting paid by any of the companies. This is just what I've been doing and me sharing this with you. Okay, so the prenatal vitamin I was getting was this one. This is the one with the iron that was causing me constipation. It has 30 milligrams I think. It has 27 milligrams of iron, which is what is recommended for pregnant women. Okay. Now, once I found out I was pregnant, I thought, okay, now I have to be more serious with prenatal vitamins. I can't keep doing what I was doing. So I tried to increase the dosage, but because of constipation, the solution I found was that I would take this one every other day, and I would take another prenatal vitamin that didn't have iron the rest of the days. Or I would take that other prenatal vitamin without iron for 2 consecutive days, and then this one, and then another 2 consecutive days of the other vitamin, and then this one, and so forth. The problem was that when I was about 2 months pregnant, I got a blood test, and the blood test showed I had anemia. Okay, so my hematocrit was low, my red blood cell count was low. Okay, so I needed iron. Okay, because even up until that point, I hadn't really upped my iron intake to where it should be because of constipation. Now, something else that you should know about me. First, I have hypothyroidism, which makes you more constipated than usual. Also, pregnancy makes you constipated. Iron makes you very constipated, so that's why I experience this to that degree. So once I saw those blood results, I was like, okay, this is very serious. I really need to do something about that. And I did find a good solution, which is what I'm going to share with you today. I stopped taking those. No more of those, since they cause me constipation. No more. Instead, I created my own combo. Let me show you. So instead of taking this one vitamin that I was taking before, now I'm taking 4 different boxes of vitamins. Okay. Let's start with iron. Okay, this is my iron now. It's liquid iron. Okay, so I take 2 tablespoons of this every day. And it gives me 36 milligrams of iron, which is great. And it doesn't cause me constipation. And the taste, it's like berry taste. Berry taste. Yeah, berry flavor. It's pretty good. So I get this every day, no problem. Okay, that's for iron. Then this is my prenatal vitamin that doesn't have iron. Now what's important to notice here is that this vitamin, unlike this one, okay, that I was taking before, doesn't have DHA, okay, so, and you need DHA, it helps the baby's brain. So this one doesn't have iron, it doesn't have DHA. Iron is fine because I take liquid iron. DHA I have to take extra. So this bottle here, I think it has 200 milligrams, which is fine for pregnancy. Okay, you need 200 to 300 milligrams is I think what is recommended for pregnant women. So I get this and this, and the doctor is going to advise you to increase your calcium intake. So here's my calcium. Now here's what happens with this one. This calcium has 1200 milligrams of calcium plus 1000 IUs of D3, vitamin D3. Okay. So the problem is that this one here also has some calcium and some vitamin D. So in order to avoid taking too much, and I discussed this with my doctor yesterday, and she said it's okay what I'm doing. Okay, so this one here, the prenatal vitamin, has 400 of vitamin D. This one has 1000. So if I was to take the full dose, I will get 1400 IU every day, which is not too much, especially since I had a little bit of vitamin D deficiency before, just a little. But I didn't feel comfortable upping my vitamin D intake so much. So instead, I'm taking half a dose from this one. Okay, so instead of getting the 1200 milligrams of calcium, I'm getting 600 because I get half of it. Now this one also has calcium. It has 200 milligrams of calcium. So 600 from this one plus 200 from this one equals 800. And I think pregnant women are supposed to get 1000 milligrams or 1200 milligrams, something like that. So I am taking less calcium from a supplement perspective, but I'm drinking about 2 glasses of milk per day, so I get quite a bit of dairy in my diet. So that's why I didn't worry too much about that. My doctor also agreed with me. But she said, because I had a tiny bit of deficiency of vitamin D before, I shouldn't be scared to take the full dose of it and just take 2 soft gels instead of just 1, because the dose here is 2 soft gels. So maybe I'll start taking 2. We'll see. So this is my combination. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's quite a bit. Especially when you think about that before, I would get all this by just taking this one prenatal vitamin. So this is pretty powerful stuff if you can tolerate it. But I need to tell you one thing. Calcium interferes with iron absorption. Okay, so that's why when you take calcium, you're not supposed to get dairy products at the same time. I think you have to wait for at least 2 hours before you consume dairy. Now this prenatal vitamin has both calcium and iron in it, so when you're consuming it, you get both at the same time. So it does damage your iron absorption to some extent because there's calcium in it. Another thing that I discovered was that because I have hypothyroidism, I need to take levothyroxine, which is a pill I take first thing in the morning. Now, to get this to work, you're not supposed to get a multivitamin within 2 to 4 hours after you take levothyroxine. I was not aware of this at first, but now I do. In particular, you're not supposed to get calcium within 4 hours after you take levothyroxine, so if you also have hypothyroidism, pay attention to that. And you're not supposed to get iron within 2 hours of consuming levothyroxine. Okay, so that's something for you to keep in mind. So what does this mean for me? I have to take my levothyroxine in the morning, and then I cannot take my vitamins, just like I would normally do. I would just like to get them all first thing in the morning with breakfast and be done with it. I cannot do that. So instead I have to take levothyroxine in the morning, and then hopefully I get my iron maybe during lunch or later as an afternoon snack with an orange, okay? And then I'm gonna take the rest of my prenatal vitamins at night with dinner. So I don't take iron together with calcium, okay? I'm not mixing those two because I want to avoid decreasing my iron absorption. Okay, I want to avoid that because it's very important to me to increase my hematocrit and my red blood cell count. This is very important for pregnant women. You get all this new blood volume coming because of the baby. You're generating this. You need extra iron. There's a reason the doctors recommend you get those supplements. Okay, so I'm in a happy place now. I found my groove. I solved the constipation problem. Nausea is way down. I'm so happy for this. I start feeling almost like before. And with that said, let me show you my belly, because what I didn't say is that I have gained 10 pounds and I'm only just getting in month 4. Now this is more weight than what you're supposed to gain. Then you're supposed to gain up to 5 pounds in your first trimester, so I've already gained double on that. But the thing is that when you have nausea, it's very difficult not to eat, because at least this is how I experienced it. So when my stomach hurts, I would try to do anything to make me feel better. Usually eating helps to some extent. So this is partly why I gain more than what I would like to gain. But what can you do about it? Like, just suffer through the nausea and not try? I had to do what I could. Okay, so let me show you my belly. Okay, here I am. And you can see it's already showing. Look at this thing. It's coming out. Wow, that's quite a bit. Look at this. So I'm at a place right now where it starts to show the fact that I'm pregnant. This is actually the first maternity shirt that I bought, and I bought it this weekend, so just a few days ago. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching my updates. I hope you learned something useful by hearing about my troubles with prenatal vitamins, and we'll be in touch. Bye bye.